I'm sorry, nitakuwa nimeshaandikwa kwa blogs. Joyce Gituro says she doesn't need us.
Sasa sasa hii unajua kitu yenye watapik ni Joyce Gituro says she wants her radio job back. No, but it's true. Hi, and welcome to Behind the Mic. My name is Cynthia Mwangi, and as always on Behind the Mic, we have conversations with people who have worked behind the mic, in front of a mic, with a mic, behind the mic, to have great conversations, find out who they are, where they are, what they're doing, and are they still behind the mic, or what other variations of the mic are they working with? And today we have a veteran in this industry and a very phenomenal communicator, both communications, PR, and advertising. Her name is Joyce Gituro. Karibu sana. So good to have you. I cannot believe it's been, how long has it been since we worked together?
6 years, going to 6 years.
Almost.
No, 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, almost 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, umekuwa in and out, so there's really no difference.
Na hii mambo ya kupatana kila wakati. I still feel like Royal Media is still family. I'll tell you for sure. And especially when I lost my mom.
Yes.
I saw Royal Media in their numbers. The kind of support I got bado ni family.
But it's a family. Man.
Yeah, it is.
People now don't get it.
It is.
But
yes,
it was always a family.
Yeah.
But welcome to Behind the Mic. And here we talk about Gituro. Whomst are you? And I know you had an entire conversation. Yeah? We will discuss that because there are stories.
So do you want Gituro, the Gituro, the on-air person, or you want the Gituro Joyce?
No, we want Joyce. You see, on air, we already know whomst you are, yeah?
Yes.
We'll deal with the things that you used to do to us later on.
Which ones?
You maintain. So.
Cynthia. Anyway.
Gituro. So, from the story is that you are numbers 25, 26, yeah? Something like that.
Oh God, don't remind me of the blogs and what they've been doing since that interview yenye nilifanya na Jeff. Mimi kila mtu amekuwa kirani na story yake. Mpaka wamenipea bwana, jina, nini, kila kitu.
Please accept.
Yeah, lakini kama ingekuwa physical, ya ukweli imefanyika ingekuwa better. But it's okay.
So, what I know about you is that you come from Eldoret.
Yes, I come from Eldoret, but I wasn't born in Eldoret. Nilizaliwa Central. But my dad alihamia Eldoret when I was 7 years. So sijui kama naweza kumbuka stories za 7 years. Mimi ni wale wenye tulienda nursery ile ya kushika hapa. Wow. Ukishika hapo umepita. I went in nursery in class 1. So really, yeah. And my dad was a polygamous family man.
Yes.
Alikuwa na 5 wives and my mom ndio alikuwa mdogo kabisa. So I grew up in a polygamous family. Yeah. It's like sisi tulijipata kwa familia yenye that was already established.
Yes.
So yeah, it had its challenges.
Your mom was the full stop.
Exactly.
Of course. The full stop.
Lazima ingesimamia hapo.
And I don't think people talk enough about growing up in polygamous families.
They don't.
They do. The idea of it sounds interesting, but they really don't get to the crux of it. How is that?
Yeah, it depends. Ulilelewa aje. Like for us, we grew up in the same homestead.
Yes.
Nyumba ilikuwa moja. Sitting room ilikuwa moja. Yes. Sisi tumekuja kwenda kila mtu kwao after my dad passed on.
Are you serious?
Yeah. We lived in a family ambayo tunaishi kwa nyumba moja.
Muko wote.
Sisi wote. My dad alikuwa na bedroom yake, akina my mom kila mtu yake.
Okay.
But sitting room ilikuwa
moja.
Kwa watoto kulala bedrooms za watoto regardless kama wewe ni wa bibi wa kwanza, wa pili, wa tano ni moja. So while growing up atukujua nani ndio nani, but of course by the time now my mom got married, my step brothers from the first family,
yes,
I think after the second walikuwa wameoa. No, you can imagine the people who should be calling me auntie,
yes,
ni wakubwa kuniliko.
Yes. Oh yeah, because you're technically your nephews and nieces.
Watu wenye wananiita shosh maybe ni age mates wangu. Kwa sababu ni watu tulipata a family that was established. But one thing I don't like about polygamous family ni the fact that you don't have enough time with your parents.
Yes.
there's also an aspect of being mistreated by some, not everyone.
all,
Yeah. Remember, my mama ameolewa kwa familia ambayo iko already established.
Yeah.
So from the word go, let's face it, you feel like she's an intruder. The only person maybe who is supporting her na dad.
Yes.
And my dad to treat equally. But kulikuwa na tu vitu twenye una notice when I was dealing with my childhood trauma much later in life, I realized most of this zilitokana na the way I grew up.
Right.
Growing up in fear. Growing up feeling like you really don't belong. Nobody is telling you, but you know body language speaks louder than words. And then also kulikuwa na at some point tungefunga shule, you taken not as a house girl or a maid, but you going to support some of your stepbrothers, wives wenye bado wako na watoto wadogo, and nobody is asking for permission. Ni ile jioni nafika unaulizwa Joyce ataenda mahali fulani kesho kushikilia fulani, hana house girl, hauna,
so it's you. Uchukue pale huko, you're now going to do everything in the house.
Exactly. So unaanza kurealize I didn't have a voice when I was growing up. I was discriminated as a family, you know. Not by everyone, kindly note. I want to put this disclaimer, not by everyone, but ungekosa a few people who are showing you like huku mulikuja kwa sababu kuna mali. But you see, we are innocent kids.
You're minding your business.
Yeah. So that's one of the things ambazo while growing up zimenisumbua.
Yeah.
I've never discussed this anywhere. By the way, I'm discussing it here for the first time. But I would love mtu mwenye anaingia into a polygamous union.
Yes.
Wacha kila bibi akae kwake, so that when you go you visit, when you go to this family, you have enough time with the children and everyone. Sisi unaona tulilelewa pamoja. Then there was that aspect of fear. So you always feel like you know nyinyi ndio wa kukam. That is one thing that really bothered me. But my dad alikuwa analipa school fees ya kila mtu equally. Actually walimu wangejua ni nani mtoto wa nani. My dad alikuwa anafanya kila kitu.
So generally like your parents treated you the same way across.
The same way, but now ingine nikijaribu kuitaja nitasema rivalry, that one. That one. Ilikuwa now, ilikuwa between us now and our
older ones.
Yes, exactly. So that is one thing ambayo nimeishi kungangana nayo, because you grow up being told you cannot make it. Unajua? Mumekuja, wewe ni nani, munafikiria mutasonga, mutaenda wapi, you are useless. And you know that thing, if not controlled and if you don't work on it, it affects you much later. Yeah? And then lack of enough time with your dad. Like for me personally, I didn't have a very, very good relationship with my dad. So, and remember, that's the first man you know in your life. Kwa sababu ndio amekuzaa.
So
the first relationship you're having with the man ni ya baba yako mwenye amekuzaa. If it's not very nice, and then you get some stepbrothers who are trying to pull you down and telling you how useless you are, that thing is bound to explode at some point. And so I really struggled relating with men later. Even sometimes I blame it kwa marriage yangu kufail nasemaga ama ni mimi
labda
maybe it's me. And maybe kabla hata hujaniuliza hilo swali, maybe that is why sometimes I'm a bit protective of my kids. I don't want them to feel like they are outcasts, like they can't make it in life. I really want to encourage them, regardless of what they are doing. Even in school, I used to tell them, education cannot, or the exams cannot define you. At the end of the day, you are Joyce Gituro's daughter, you are Joyce Gituro's son, you are Joyce Gituro's, you know. I try make them my friends. All my kids, my 2 sons and my daughter. Because I realized that's one area I really struggled. Having a genuine relationship with your parents. You know, my mom, I think yes. Alafu yeye ni wale wa kitambo wenye bibi anafaa behave like this. So my mom would never support anything unaenda kumwambia negative. Alikuwa anakuambia pana, you must respect everyone equally, you must love, and when you love genuinely. So sisi ilibidi hatukuwa na option.
Unajua kwenye umeniacha umeniacha kwa house help ukiwa mtu hii.
Yes,
that's why you've left me.
Yes, I'll tell you for sure, mimi
it's a very traumatic thing.
It is. And imagine mimi pangu nataka niongea about me, and I also, it happened to some of my sisters, not all of us, but tungechukuliwa unaenda kufanya role ya house girl kwa my step brothers, some of them, again not all of them. Na hakuna mtu amekuomba ruhusa, and the whole holidays utakuwa hapo ukichunga watoto, alafu nini ikiisha you're taken back home,
so you go to school.
You go to school, so ujui holiday ilikuwaje, ujui ulikuwa nani, and then I think hiyo kutumika kama house girl ina instill some fear, you lose confidence. I had to work on my self confidence later. Unfortunately ilipokuja ikaenda 125.
Because you have to stamp your authority at some point, because you had nothing.
And it pushed me to become aggressive. And maybe it's the reason why I'm here, because of those negative voices. I really listened to negative voices when I was growing up. I used to be told, you can't make it, utaenda wapi?
Who are you?
Who are you? Exactly, unaongea kama nani? You know, and those voices affect people much later in life. Especially when you're trying to do something and it fails, that voice comes back. But you are told you are a nobody.
Here you are,
until
pretending.
You get to a point where you've done enough self-awareness that you know who I am. That I know who I am, even without the job, without the children, without, you know,
all those things.
All those things.
And you think, is it important for people to go back and revisit their childhood to be able to pick those traumas and deal with them for their future?
Deal with your childhood trauma and you'll see the difference. I would encourage people to deal with their traumas. Why? If you don't deal with it, can you imagine, kama mimi singe deal na that issue of I'm not useless. I can make it. I'm not an idiot. I'm not, you know, I had to deal with those things, and I started affirming myself. But also, I'll say it, I'll tell you what, Cynthia, kujua Mungu ilinisaidia sana, because the word of God says in Jeremiah 29:11, I knew you before you were
formed
in your mother's womb. So nikikumbukaga Mungu alinijua even before. Oh, mimi sitaki kujulikana na mtu mwingine.
Ushatoka huko tu.
The most important person ananijua, and that is God. And he has plans for me. Otherwise, kama si mipango ya Mungu, singekuwa where I am. Ningekuwa bado pale nikisema, oh my God, niliambiwa sijui nini, niliambiwa I'm useless. And it affected me for quite some time. I'll tell you, even when I started working at Royal Media, I struggled kidogo with self-esteem.
You're like inferiority complex.
Yes,
like
even when I was at KBC, a whole celeb on TV doing tausi, I would watch myself, lakini nikikuta na mtu akiniambia, Maya, nashindwa, I mean, that's not me. But it's at Royal Media one day when I decided, and especially after I went through the separation with my husband na kila kitu, now nikajiona ni ukweli. Venye uliambiwa wewe ni useless. Wewe ni useless. At that point, that is when I decided, mi si useless. I am Joyce. Even if everything else failed, I would still be Joyce. Na nikajiokota, nikajitafuta. And let me tell you the truth. Nilijipata hata nina grow. I went back to school. Nikaanza kukua promoted. Siku doubt my promotion. In fact, now
you felt it.
I think ndio nilishika na double. This is me. And I pray that if there's someone out there struggling with
inferiority
doubts,
complex,
about themselves, and listening to those voices za kitambo, oh my God, it's doable. Unaweza toka huko. And you become the person God wanted you to be.
But it's a choice though.
It is a choice. It's a choice to refuse to listen to the voices. Cynthia, if I was to listen to those voices, singekuwa penye niko. Because those voices kept playing in my life. Unasonga, like when I left Royal Media and I went to Media Max, I'll tell you the truth. That is the one place hizo voices zilicheza. Ile ya yes. Walikuwa na party after party. I'm telling you. Hizo voices you're just a woman. Who do you think you are?
Oh no.
Yeah? Who do you think you're directing?
Oh my God.
What makes you think you'll bring some differences?
Madam Director, nonsense.
Exactly. But I told myself, Aki, these voices are not going to pull me down. No. I'm still Joyce. I am still that child of God. I still have the skills. Na masomo niko nayo. Ni nini ingine jameni? Niko na Mungu, niko na skills, niko na masomo. Honestly.
There's nothing
And
wrong.
always when you start hearing those voices, look at the positives in your life. Unajua unaanza kuangalia unasema, really God, you didn't bring me this far kuniangusha.
That's true.
Umeniruhusu nisome, umeniruhusu nijuane na watu, unanipea nguvu ya kufanya kazi yangu the way I'm supposed to work.
Yeah.
I'm this perfectionist. Niko na track record ya kufanya kazi.
Yeah.
Surely nianze kusikiza voice ya mtu mmoja? No, just say no to those voices. Yeah.
And so now, these your traumas, yeah? They made you start having Mama Jakes. Sudden Mama Jakes.
Oh yes, I think one of the reasons tulianza nini na Jakes, and I think nimeisema severally.
Yes.
My dear boy, my dear son. Acha nisimuite boy, but he's a boy. Nika last born kangu.
Anaanza kutulibukia
Jakes
hapa.
is one person mwenye take after me, and I'm so proud of him. When I see him saizi at 19, he's a radio presenter.
Yeah.
19 amemaliza his diploma at Daystar. So namwangalia nasema aka kijana kangu, na unajua mimi pia ni Daystar material.
So,
Hapo ndio nimefanya undergrad, ndio nimefanya masters, and it makes me feel so proud. Nasema ai, ika kijana kangu jameni, alafu kameingia radio. I listen to him, you know, saizi ako usiku, ndio ana train ile the graveyard show. So when I listen to him, when I watch him kwa TikTok, I'm so proud.
Yeah.
Now I've been trying to help him get some presence on social media, and it has worked, and I'm so proud of that. I what is it called? Boost. You know, some of us, we didn't have that opportunity, and I think I'm talking to so many people. Wenye wangerudi kwa mama zao ama baba zao waambie, by the dad, nataka unisaidie hapa. And that is why nasaidia my kid, because nataka akae chini anasema, you know, my mom came through for me.
Yes.
And me, the relationship I have with my kids, ni wale wakujaga mpaka kuniambia, mom, I'm heartbroken. Nini imefanyika, nimewachwa. Hata mimi niliwachwa. So it happens. Tungangane tu. Just pick yourself again. Exactly. Form ni kuoga na kurudi soko. Yes, I want to have that conversation with my kids. Sitaki aende huko nje, life becomes so hard, and ashindwa, how do I go back home? Because that's how we were brought up, that failure haikuwa entertainiwa. But I want my kids to know it's okay to fail, as long as uifanyi maksudi, because ukifanya maksudi, you know the other Joyce.
Problem.
Exactly. Nataka my kids, mtu anakuja ananiambia, mom, I've tried this, I need help. Ama mom, I need to change my career. Unajua sisi hata ulikuwa unaogopa kusema nataka kuresign. I will tell you, 2019, Joyce Gituro, a mature woman, when I decided to resign from Media Max, sikuambia mama yangu.
Unamwambia aje?
Kwa sasa unaona atashindwa, alafu ulete nani mashida. But I want my kids to come and tell me, mom, I think I need to change this career.
It's not working.
Yes, and I need your support. I need your prayers. Staki tukose that bond that I lacked when I was growing up. My dad maybe was too busy. Bibi watano jameni. Na watoto that 33. Na mimi 26.
But we appreciate his ambition.
Exactly. Yeah, he was a strong man and very handsome. Oh, my dad was a handsome man. Alikuwa hakuwa tall, dark and handsome. Alikuwa tall, light and handsome.
These are B5 waves. What more evidence do we need? 5.
Na kama Mungu angempea maisha mrefu, angekuwa mpaka na namba 7.
And then now your son is doing media.
My son is doing media.
You know, you couldn't go back and tell your parents that you're doing media. What is that?
Mimi nilipelekwa nikasomea accounting by force, by fire. Na nikasoma. By my dad. After school. Mimi nimejipeleka, Cynthia, mimi nimejisomesha nini? Nimejisomesha mambo ya media. My dad, even when I was on Tausi, alikuwa anasema na atapata kazi lini? Yet
because hauko job?
Inatangaza.
Unafanya hizo vitu za watu. Watu wa sarakasi.
Wewe acha nikwambie watu wa media wako na issues mob.
Vitu za Shade Hotel ndio unatuletea hapa.
Hata nikienda saizi leo vile kama kuna function nasikiaga mtu akiniambia Joyce tulikuwa tunataka wewe uongee ndio uongee zile vitu zenu. Nashindwa vitu zetu gani? I'm a whole communication
expert.
Exactly.
Actually you really are.
Yes. Alafu
ongea vitu zenu.
Zile vitu zenu unashindwa vitu zetu zinakuwaga nini? Even some men out there when they're dating you.
Yeah.
Wanasemaga you ladies were media and you're like
the connotation there.
Media iliwakosea wapi? So media bado tujafika mahali penye inapewa the respect it deserves.
No, until you end up in State House. Hallelujah.
State House nilimiss.
Where? Tell us this story.
Oh God. Oh, number one, I'm very proud of myself.
Yes.
That among the many people who applied for the government spokesperson job,
yes,
I was among the six out of millions wenye walikuwa. Oh yes, and let me tell you, when I got that call, I was in Mombasa, nikifanya kazi, and then I got a call. We are calling you from PSC, Public Service Commission, and I was like, you've been shortlisted for the government spokesperson, Joyce Gituro. Yes, so me. Hey, how now? Alafu nikakumbuka, Joyce Gituro, tone down. You're going to become the government spokesperson.
Anza ku accept. Behave like it.
Exactly.
Behave like it.
But also, nikaingia kwa panic mode. Nikashindwa, yani, mimi niliapply hii kitu,
hivyo tu.
Watu wasisemage ati huwezi itiwa job kama ati lazima ujue mtu. No. I'll tell you for sure, and I thank God for this government. Yes. I will say it, that I didn't know anyone, even when I was applying. I didn't even tell anyone, where ni me apply, no. No.
Uli apply ukanyamaza, you just...
Nili apply, nikanyamaza, and then I saw, alafu nikaenda kwa mtandao, kwa the portal, penye tulikuwa tume apply. Nikakuta shortlisted. Really? And it was job group. It was you. I'm telling you.
It's up there.
Exactly. So for me, I think it's one of my highest this year, being shortlisted, being interviewed, being grilled for like 1.5 hours. You are becoming the next government spokesperson for me. Hata kama sikuchukuliwa, I thank God I got there.
It actually says a lot.
Yes.
It says a lot about your character.
You never know, maybe Gava inaweza fikiria vingine. But getting there, ilinipea more confidence in me as a person, and also in God. And in the government, that you can apply for a job without knowing anyone, ukwe shortlisted, and you are interviewed. I didn't make it for the government spokesperson job, but iliniacha mahali penye nasema yenye God. Penye umenitoa.
Okay.
Nilikuwaga kamboch at some point kwa nyumba ya family. And then God, I'm even almost becoming a government spokesperson. For me, it's one of my whatevers this year, and I thank God. Even getting there shows some confidence. Yes, in what I'm doing. Yeah.
So ukafanya interview the other day.
Gani?
Ulifanya na Kerea?
Na JK.
Kuria. Mukaongea ya? Mukaongea. Bwana. Nikaachwa. Nikatoka.
Cynthia hapa
character development.
Wacha
mimi hata siko hapo. Ni kuoga na kurudi soko. Hallelujah. Tutanunua marashi. Niko hapo. But you've been in media for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yes. But your stories have never gotten to that extent. So you sit and have one interview, and suddenly, boom,
everything lipukad. And let me tell you, bloggers, nyinyi ni mabeshte wangu, tena nawapenda sana, mko job. Lakini wacha nikwambie, after interview ya Jeff Kuria, nilifika mahali nikashindwa, kwani what did I say? Mpaka ninarudi kusikiza hiyo interview.
Kumekua.
Kuna wenye walichukua, kila mtu alichukua angole yake. Kuna wenye walisema nilitupwa na bwana. Kuna wenye walipea mpaka bwana yangu jina.
Anaitwa nani sasa?
Walikuwa namuita Gituro. Nishindwa, you guys, that's my dad. And I loved my dad so much that niliweka mpaka jina yake. I'm Joyce Wairimo Gituro, but when I decided to choose 2 names to use, I said Joyce wa Gituro because I'm Gituro's daughter. Kuna wengine they were very positive, wakaongea about my career journey. Kuna wengine waliongea about watoto wangu.
Yes.
Kuna wengine walisema oh my god, mimi nilifika mahali, lakini let me tell you what was happening. Watu walikuwa wananitumia hizo story kwa WhatsApp na waambia enjoy the read. Just go and read it again. Na kama una kitu ya kuongezea, hata wewe ongezea, ni ukweli na ni ukweli mtupu, because sianza. Can you imagine if I was to respond to all those bloggers? By now ndio sasa ingekuwa. And sometimes you know silence is communication. Niliwacha waongee. Waliongea but nawapenda, wanatafuta content. Lakini tafuta content na ukweli. Hata saizi watapick tu hivi. Joyce Gituro complains that
Joyce Gituro attacks bloggers. No hiyo.
Attacks bloggers. No, what they should know.
Attacks bloggers.
Initially. Wakati social media ilianza na tukaanza kukua tunajulikana.
Yes.
There was a time when my first story was done and it was a negative story. Karibu nikufe. Nilikuwa naingia kwa nyumba hivi nashindwa. Kwa nini wanaongea uongo? You know?
Yeah.
But saizi, mimi hata ukiongea useme Joyce Gituro alisema yeye ndio president. Mimi nitakwambia hata umesahau kuongezea nilisema ni president na deputy wake. So
na hata umeingia ndege umetoka.
Exactly. Saizi bloggers, social media, you know, I've realized Kenyans mwingine tu atakutukana na hakuna kitu umefanya.
By the hivyo tu.
Totally nothing. You've not done anything. Lakini mtu ataenda kwa mtandao yako na umepost neno la Mungu. Akwambia look at you. Unashindwa, nimekukosea wapi? So I don't concentrate, I don't put it to heart. I just let it pass. Na ninasema huyu ni mtu anatafuta content. Yeah.
Okay. So, unajua tukiwa off mic kuna story ulikuwa unanipea hapa.
Gani?
Ma celebs.
Celebs.
Yes. The way you have worked with celebrities, but then also you're also a celebrity. There are also stories of you and Jerida, your long-lasting friendship from on air to off air.
Hata nikupe story ya Jerida yenye hata ninyonga akisikia.
Jerida, this is a disclaimer for the record. It was not me.
Disclaimer for who? For what?
What's an answer disclaimer?
But this is what happened between me and Jerida.
I have nothing to do with this story. Nimejitoa kwa hii hesabu. Now continue.
Mimi na Jerida tulianzaga kufanya chapakazi pamoja. And somehow tuka-click. But looking back, sometimes tunachekaga, tunaona she grew up in a polygamous family, like I did.
Yes.
Only that kwao ilikuwa different. Kwao mama yao ndio alikuwa mkubwa, kwetu mama ndio alikuwa mdogo. Anyway, wacha tusingilie maneno ya familia. Mimi and Jerida tulikuwa tunaona watu wanakula pizza. Jerida, please. Tukaamua hata sisi tutaenda kukula hii pizza, watu wanakulaga.
Mbona zilikuwa nyingi? Kwanza offer kuzile buy one get one free.
Listen to our story. So mimi na Jerida tumetoka Kilimani, Royal Media.
Na nyinyi hao.
Wacha saizi ati tunaendeshaga magari. Hakuna gari, vumbi imefika huku nini.
It was the ghetto.
Exactly. Na tuko ile watu bado ya kujihurumia. Tukaingia matatu, tukaenda town. Pale opposite Hilton inaitwa nini?
Yes, it was Pizza Inn, yeah.
Exactly. Tukaingia. Si watu wanakulaga huku pizza. Tukaingia.
Pizza.
Tukaenda huko juu, tukakaa chini. Tuja make order. Tumeenda huko juu. Si tunaona watu wenye tumekaa nao huko ni kama kakengele kanalia, wanaletewa. Mbona si tuletewi? Tukauliza kwa nini tujaletewa yetu? Tukaulizwa, did you make an order? Tukakumbuka order ilikuwa inamekiwa wapi. Si tumezoea hoteli yenye tunaingia tunakaa. Alafu chakula unakuja unaitishwa na nini? Sasa ndio tukaletewa menu, tukaambiwa tuchague. Tushakula pizza? Hatujawahi. Tunajua ni nini tunataka?
Hapana.
So yenye ilikuwa juu hapo, sijui inaitwa Margareta ama inaitwa Margarita ama Magrewot.
Hiyo ndio mkachukua.
Hiyo ndio ilikuwa, tukasema this one. After I think 15 minutes tukaletewa. Sisi unajua pizza, there is a way you eat, there is a way you unaishika. Sisi tulikunja tu kaka.
Kukunja. Ni kichapati.
Na tukatoka hapo na tukajua at least tumekula That is how me and Jerida we had our first pizza. In fact, ilibidi tuweze kupracticigi, I think, kila mtu kivyake, because I think the next time tulikula, we were able to shika it properly, kuuma, unajua haiumi ngang. Ile ni, exactly.
Maselebo station number 1.
Usijali.
Munaenda Eldoret mnasema, Joyce Gituro, kila mtu.
Yes.
Lakini pizza Nairobi 0.
Lakini unajua Citizen haiongelelei watu wa pizza. Maybe squeeze. Citizen hata ungeambia msikilizaji wako unakulaga pizza atakuuliza na hiyo ni mkate gani? Exactly. So really. But tumetoka mbali. It has been a journey.
It has been. And now you even started a communication firm as well.
Yes. It's called Miles Ahead Services Limited. It's a media and communication agency. Is it communication or communications agency?
Yes.
That one.
Yes. Potato.
Exactly. And I'm happy with what I'm doing. Business in Kenya sometimes is quite a challenge.
Yeah.
But I thank God. Mimi hapo, I can't complain. Sometimes it's quite low. Chini ile yenye mpaka unasema, ai, ama nirudi job. You know? Kinaumananga, yeah. But kama hauna ile nini ya biashara. Yes, yeah. You can easily give up.
Yeah.
The only thing I've never given up on is my Sunday show. Even as I do my business, nasemaga, if I get an opening where I'm only able to do Sunday show, asubuhi peke yake, that I can still do because it's a passion I have, spreading the gospel, talking about the word of God, interacting with people, encouraging them, that I can still do. But going back, come a full-time employee may be a challenge for me. Kwa sababu ukistep nje, and then this is something I've started. Niki give up, kutendaje? Inahitaji ile moral nilikwambia ile I can make it. Yeah. And that's also one of the things I learned when I was managing Radio Citizen. You know, Radio Citizen is a big brand.
Huge brand.
It is.
Yeah.
Na haitaki mtu mwenye atacheka. And that is why when ulikuwa unaniuliza off mic, why I was harassing you, I never harassed you. Mimi nilikuwa nataka vitu zifanywe the right way and at the right time. And of course my boss alikuwa mtu wa hiyo, akiniitisha kitu akitaka I want it by 2, I used to deliver at 2. So I couldn't understand how nyinyi wenye mko chini yangu, you are not doing the same thing. And also, look at the business we were in.
Yeah.
Ni business ya timekeeping.
Yes.
There's no way, and I used to tell people, hakuna siku mtu ataenda hewani aseme, samahani leo mtatusamehe mwenye alikuwa nasoma news, hajafika bado wako kwa matatu.
So news year 1 tutasoma 1:30.
Exactly.
Thanks.
So news year 1 lazima Iran at 1. And that's one of the issues I used to have with the presenters.
Yeah.
Presenter anaona it's going to 1, ameka mziki ya 10 minutes. Yeah, definitely tutaulizana. Number 2, the newsreader anaona kabisa it's 1 ndio anakimbia ukitoka newsroom. I'm not going to listen to that. Uko production unajua insert inafaa itumike at 1. At 1:05 you're still doing emails, you know, it's going to get late. How? You knew news were going to run at 1. Na hapo ndio nilikuwa, watu wanasema I'm a no-nonsense person. I still am a no-nonsense person. Siwezi kubali kufanya kazi vingine. And then Cynthia, let me tell you, kuna watu wa sales.
Yes.
Na najua wengi wao ndio wengi wao walikuwa nasema Joyce is a no-nonsense person, nitashout because umejoin the team as a salesperson. Nimekupeleka through our programming. Nimekuambia the opportunities available. Nimekuambia what you can sell, what you cannot sell without consulting. Nimekushika mkono for like 6 months. And then 2 years later, you're there asking me, who does breakfast? Ni nani anafanyaga mid-morning?
Mid-morning ya Saturday
wewe ujui Melody na Atea ndio wanafanya breakfast. Haujui akina Shutterboy ndio wanafanya mid-morning. You busy asking me such questions. So mimi nilikuwa tu very simple. Go and listen to your brand. What did you sell? You don't even understand the basic programming. Hauielewi. You know kama ni something client what is it called, tailor-made for client, that one we can sit down and discuss. lakini surely huwezi kuja kuniuliza nani anafanya breakfast. Wewe unasikizaga breakfast gani? Then twende kwa watu wa traffic. Traffic huwezi kuniambia, you know, I forgot to schedule sijui what. Ulikuwa unafanya kazi gani? Ulipata order? Ilikuwa stamped and signed. So what you needed to do ni kuischedule so that the following day iran.
Yes.
Then you come here and tell me I forgot. Na si siku moja siku mbili. That is where my source of no nonsense na kulipuka ilikuwa inafikia, because mimi sisemi I'm perfect, but can you imagine nilikuwa na deal na programming, na deal na news, na deal na production, na deal na traffic, na deal na
hata finance sometimes.
Na finance na mkubwa wangu, and I'm dealing with myself.
Sasa mtu akuuliza programming,
alafu mtu akuulize na sasa weekends ni nani machoka naingiaga saa 10, you know. Hapana, watu wa sales hapo ndio tulikuwa tunaelewana. I hope and I pray that wame improve, but I'll tell you, kwa media houses zote zenye nimefanyia, wa sales ni kama wanakuaga do the same WhatsApp group. Yes, ni kama na ninawapenda sana because unajua ndio wanaleta revenues.
Yeah.
Au ndio wanatafuta biashara. But I don't know whether to say it here.
If we die, we die, yeah? Thanks.
Yeah, kama leo hii ni kasimamia radio station, I would have a minimal sales team and empower my presenters to learn how to sell. Yes.
Because they're already meeting the clients on every day of their lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wajue kuuza and then you motivate them. I'm sorry, nitakuwa nimeshaandikwa kwa blogs. Joyce Gituro says she doesn't need us.
Sasa sasa hii unajua kitu yenye watapik ni Joyce Gituro says she wants her radio job back. No, but it's true. She says
her radio job.
She says she can do a better job than those who are there. You're like,
by the way, chenye wanasema waseme. Mimi I know.
Where?
Wacha ni tena she said she doesn't care. Wacha nisiongeze I don't.
And I don't care.
Oh my God. No. Nini na change. Environment.
The media, yes. The landscape is totally different.
Even the way we are selling media is changing. I don't think we'll go anywhere or very far without social media.
True.
Social media is part of radio.
Because of digital as a whole, yeah.
Yes, we must embrace that. If we don't do that, I'm sorry. Tutabaki tukisemaga, by the way, kitabu tulikuwa tunategemeza pesa.
Zamani tulikuwa na pesa.
Exactly.
Mambo yamebadilika.
We have to move with the trends. We have to move with the times. And digital is here to stay.
Yes.
So we need to embrace it.
True.
Yes.
Mi teacher niko na kiulizo sasa.
Uliza.
Yeah. So unajua kuna watu wenye walikuwa nakusikiza zamani. Yeah? Alafu sasa kuna hile like the image of who Joyce Gituro is. Yeah? Your whichever version they know, right? And then now umeingia kwa mtandao. Guys are like, but Joyce, is this you? It's not you. I mean, was that a challenge for you? Because then, unajua kurecord video na kuupload ni kitu different.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Una record ile kitu muna record na Jakes, muna have fun. Alafu wewe ni nani? Post. Like, huoni.
No, let me tell you what has happened between me and Jakes. Jakes ameniletea very new audience, very young.
Yes.
Siku hizi hata nikienda mahali usiniulize ni wapi. Naweza ingia mahali niambie nisikie. Tutaambia Jakes uko hapa.
Sitasema ni kwenye tulikuwa Kisumu.
Exactly.
Ama kaka, lakini tuende tu.
So nishazoea hiyo. And then hata juzi nilikuwa Daystar.
Yeah.
University, shughuli zangu tu. Sitaki kutangaza ati narudi kufanya PhD. Yeah.
Hatutasema na nguvu.
Hatutasema na nguvu. But ninakuta those students wana identify na our content sana. And I think there is a gap.
Yeah.
The way people relate with your parents. Because kuna wengine, okay, wale old school sometimes wanasema siwezi ongelesha mtoto wangu hivyo. Mtoto wangu hawezi niongelesha hivyo. I'm telling you, if you want to win these teenagers and the young adults, we must be their friends. So whichever Joyce you're looking at, I'm that Joyce who loves the word of God, number one.
Yes.
That comes first. Because najua penye Mungu amenitoa. I'm also that Joyce who is a parent and a very free parent with her kids. And I'm also that Joyce professional. Ukitaka kuongeza hapo the no nonsense person, it's okay. But
see,
it's
the fact that it's a no nonsense. We stopped using words like bully.
Exactly.
Those are not socially accepted. They are not socially accepted.
Cynthia.
Yes, not bully, but no nonsense.
But one thing I know about myself and the way I work, and I like it when sometimes people tell me, like there's one person who called me and told me, Joyce, you know, I know the way you work. Thank God maybe you didn't get this thing.
Yeah.
Ungekuwa na two issues. I like it when people know how I work, because how do I work? I am a very straight person,
Yes.
number one. Number two, I support the people working under me. I fight for them.
Yes.
Hey.
Akiwe ni mtetezi wa wanyonge.
Exactly. Kama kuna mtu
Nilikuwa mnyonge. Ninajua.
Kama kuna mtu anateteaga watu wake ni mimi. But the other day I was studying the book of John, the gospel.
Yeah.
Na nikaona kama kulikuwa na mtu wa kwanza kabisa kukua human rights activist ni Jesus. When he found people doing business, trading kwa a temple.
Yes.
If you read deeper, you realize he didn't beat them kwa sababu ati walikuwa nafanya biashara. Aliwachapa because they were being very unfair to the people who are coming, traveling long distances
To come
kuja kufanya nini, kuworship.
Oh, the worshiping,
exactly.
yes,
So
in his
kama
house.
ni kondoo anamuzia
At a
bei
higher
ghali.
price.
Kama ni ku-exchange pesa anapewa hata a very high rate. So Jesus was pissed off. Akashindwa, mbona mnafanyia wengine hivi? That is why aliwatandika,
Yes,
because of
whip
the
them.
injustices that were taking
happening.
place in his father's house. So mtu wa kwanza kabisa kukua human rights activist
Was him.
Jesus.
And
so
here
and
you
now
are.
with that support, that kind of support.
What would Jesus do?
Exactly. So I thank God I've been to where I am.
Yes.
I've gotten to where I am. And my style ya kufanya kazi, nashukuru Mungu, because there is no other way ningefanya kazi. Me, I'm still a very straight person when it comes to work. I'm strict with time and I'm strict with inaitwa nini? What you deliver.
Yes, your deliverables as well.
Exactly. Yeah, wacha tusichanganye, na hiyo ndio ilikuwa inachanganya watu. Urafiki na kazi. Mimi hata wewe unajua, time ya kazi ni ya kazi, na time ya kucheka huko nje tunacheka, but hatutacheka na wewe kama hujafanya kazi. It's as simple as that.
Right. So what would you tell people who are, one, getting into the industry, two, people who are in the industry, because those are two different things, yeah? Yes. So tuanze na wenye wanaingia kwa industry.
Wenye wanaingia kwa industry wako na bahati, kuna social media. So wanaweza jijenga both on air and off air. Kuna opportunities za kuwa brand ambassadors wa product, but know who you are. I keep insisting on that. Usiingie on air 2 days, morning after, alafu unakuwa character, hiyo ndio character yako. You still remain to be Cynthia.
Yeah, be true to yourself.
Don't lose the Cynthia that you are, because without morning after, without behind the mic, behind, you still Cynthia. So don't lose yourself. And also kitu ingine, hakuna overnight celebrity. Hiyo ndio wanataka. Mtu anataka atangaze tu leo na kesho. Exactly. It took us time. Tulikuwa tunaenda road shows, hakuna mtu anakujua. Wako na bahati wakijieka kwa mitandao atajulikana. Tulikuwa tunaenda road show, hakuna mtu anakujua, lakini uko tu busy.
Joyce Gituro.
Wanaangalia wanashindwa, hiyo ni mnyama gani? One time Natuva atanisamee. Tuliendaga Central road show. Tuva anasema, mambo vipi? Wanauliza, mambo gani? Sasa hizo wanafaa wajibu mambo mseto. Wanauliza, mambo vipi watu wangu wa Central? Mambo gani?
But
but hiyo haikui moyo. So it calls for hard work, resilience, and uelewe success haikuji overnight.
Yes.
For those people who have been in the industry, ni kujikaza manze. Kwa sababu Gen Z wanatushtua.
Ndio.
But I like Machoka. Look at Machoka at 70.
My God.
Machoka at 70, social media huwezi mshinda. Ako lit. Content yake, ana connect with people across demographics.
Yeah.
So let's try and learn every day to rebuild, tujue tu we can make it. Others have made it. we can
Why
also
not
make
you?
it. To lose hope. And then learn to connect with your audience. Ukisha connect na audience yako,
na
you're good to
kujirecreate
go.
as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, you
Recreate
have
yourself every other time. Sisemi niende nikanunue wig. Ama ni also go back to school.
Yeah.
Watu wasione kama masomo ni mbaya. Go
Inasaidia
back to
tu
school.
kidogo.
Nimekwambia mimi ninafanya nini?
Unafanya nini ile masters?
Najitayarisha masters nishamaliza.
Ndio ingia PhD.
Najitayarisha kuingia PhD.
Ndio upoteze kabisa yako.
Wacha tu nipoteze, lakini masomo ni muhimu. Masomo ni muhimu. Watu wasome, do even those short courses.
Yeah.
Wengine they take advantage kama I know VOA does a lot of training.
Of those, yes.
But unakuta mtu wameitiwa training ya VOA ndio anapata nafasi ya kuchomoka. I hope and pray that tutajua rebrand every other time, after some time. Yeah, we move with the trends.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, kiulizo kia mwisho, umeshaikuwa bullied online?
Jeso wa matwini.
No, wacha hii ya tumepewa husband na bwana na sijui.
Forget about that. When I moved from Royal Media to Media Max.
Welele.
Mimi that was my first time ile yenye unakuta. Vitu zimeandikwa.
Allah.
Yes, when I moved to Media Max.
It was insane.
Wow. Watu wanakutukana kutoka kwa roho zao. Wachana na ingine ya kupitia. Watu walitukana
Umesikia.
You can feel ni mtu akona machungu. I changed programming ya Milele FM. Na hapo ndio shida zangu watu walinitukana. But I tell you what, niliwasamehe. If you don't forgive, you will not move on.
Because you'll carry the machungu.
Exactly. Just learn to forgive and forget and move on.
Unajua shida
But learn from it.
But mtandao isahauingi sisi. Sasa mtu akikugoogle apata hiyo matusi yote.
Si apate tu ni shauri yake.
Anza kufikirianga, lakini huyu Joyce.
Yes, shauri yake. I told you mimi
don't care.
My self confidence ziliendaga ziko 1.9%. Mimi kuni pull down na vitu kama hizo, it's very hard. You cannot. If we were to focus on what has happened in our lives, hatutasonga
kabisa.
Umeachwa na boyfriend mara ngapi?
Aki nyingi.
Umejaribu ki project kikafail mara ngapi? Umekosana na mama yako mara ngapi ama baba yako? Umetukanwa na mtu tu hata ujui mara ngapi? Road rage. Kwa barabara ni watu wangapi? So if you were to allow everything that's happening to you to define you, let me tell you.
That's it.
Hautajijua, you will not know who you are. Me, I'm still Joyce Gituro, daughter of the Most High God. Yes, and that is enough.
Thank you so much for watching Behind the Mic. My name is Cynthia Mwangi. We had a great, fantastic time with one Joyce Gituro. And we have to say and give a shout out to our hosts. This is the Long or Not Serviced Apartments. They've done a fantastic thing to have us here today. It is a beautiful, gorgeous place. They have 99 apartments that you can come in for a day, a night, a weekend. They are here to make sure that they give you that home away from home experience. Always feel free, welcome, check it out on their social media platforms, on their website as well, and see what they can offer for you. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Cynthia Mwangi.
And my name is Joyce Gituro.
And we have a presentation.
Welcome. Mono boya. Mwenye dali maudo mega.
Tuseme thank you.
Thank you.